be more than human. And welcome back to the channel. My name is Joseph Carroll. I write under the pen name J.R. Carroll. And today we are here to discuss Morningstar and moreover the Red Rising trilogy, or at least the first Red Rising trilogy. This is a book series that I've went through pretty quickly. I want to say I probably read the first 3 books inside of like 3 weeks, maybe less. When I first got into it, I actually liked the first book more than most people liked the first book, I guess, because I've watched the reviews and stuff, and it seems to kind of get mixed reviews for the first book, and then the second book is like universally loved, and most people tend to think it's the best. I really liked Morningstar. I'm not like, we can go right off the bat, and I can just say I really liked it. I believe that this book was good enough to push Red Rising into my top 10 all-time series list.
Hell yes.
Maybe top 5. I don't know. It may be on the fringe of top 5. We'll see. But yeah, Morningstar was great. I'm going to kind of go into a little bit of spoilers here. So if you haven't read Morningstar, or for some reason you popped on here and you haven't read the first 2 books, back away now so I don't spoil anything. But being as though that this is the last book in that trilogy there, I just kind of want to get my thoughts out on this book and how everything went. To me, it was crazy. We woke up, or Darrow woke up, and basically in a
freaking box.
And I think they said he was in the box for like 9 months, or some crazy number like that. And he's just all emaciated, sucked out, much muscle atrophied. And God, man, Pierce Brown does an amazing job at making you hate people he wants you to hate. And I despise the Jackal, and even Cassius and Roke, and just, oh my God. But I am a sucker for a heist or jailbreak, which is what this turns into. So I was all about it. I wasn't sure how he was going to get out of there, but when it started going, I was full on like, let's do this, And it was amazing to think that the Jackal, and them had Darrow, basically they faked his death while keeping him, and then they were going to trade him around, and that part I was just like, well, why would you do that? But another thing that I really loved about Morningstar was at no point in this book, and that has been a strength of all the Red Rising books, is I was never bored at any section. I never like looked and like, all right, how much more do I got? How much longer do I got? I was fully zoned in and committed into the story, which is pretty much like the highest thing I can say about a book. If you have me so ingrained that I'm not worried about how much longer we got to go, I mean, you're doing it right. Pierce Brown, perfect. The whole thing with Roke was just, it was amazing, but also frustrating. I'm just like, why can't you see this, Roke, and, he just, fell back into the, colors, like gold superior, and he fell back into it hard. Now, had Darrow not held back all these things from him, would he have been this way? And that's kind of how Darrow feels throughout this thing. He's like, I really wish I could have saved Roke, but he never, he just had little things here and there where he would leave him in the dark, and I think that just pushed him away. But there were some crazy moments in this book, especially towards the end of the book. Like most books, you know, they had captured, Cass, and and they were like, is he gonna flip on us? And Darrow's like, really wants him to come back, wants to get back to their friendship. And he ends up giving him, like, they were drinking whiskey together, and then he gives him this holocube so he could go watch whatever it was that he was going to watch in his room. And later on, when they're getting ready to do the big invasion, Daryl's like, I'm gonna let him go, because if it all starts breaking down, like, somebody's gonna sneak in and kill him. And that just that scene where when he goes to let him out and he kills Severo, I was livid. I didn't look ahead at all. I tried to have no spoilers, so I was shocked, and I was like, oh my god, like he might probably the best side character. In the book, one of the best side characters ever. But then, having him, take Darrow down into the Luna base and actually the headquarters where only a handful of people, ever really get to go. And then that kind of, chopping Darrow's hand off. I'm like, oh man, I was, it just, I always explain this, like, it seems like Darrow takes 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and I was like, how is he getting back from this? And then when it turns out that, Cassius was playing a double agent, basically, and Severo, like, Darrow stabs Severo in the chest with, like, basically this adrenaline serum to wake, basically waking back up from the dead. It was hilarious, but also just a total badass moment when they come through and then they just start killing all the high ranking officials and everything. It was magnificent. Now the the things that I wasn't such a big fan of here, probably Quicksilver. I didn't like the whole that Quicksilver was an undercover agent too for them with the Sons of Ares. I just feel like Sons of Ares have too many really high-ranking people in their midst. And then when Darrow's uncle died, and it just everything broke down, like, I didn't think it would. Like, just the way things were set up, the way that people were acting, it didn't seem like that was really gonna cause a big catastrophe. I just feel like it just kind of happened so that there can be something else to happen, but really this book has made it to my top 10 series, maybe pushing top 5 series. Definitely my favorite new sci-fi series by far. I will tell everybody that they need to read this trilogy here, and I'll be 1 book a month now, and I'll definitely be there for Lightbringer first day. But let me know, what did you think about Morningstar? Was it your favorite of the series? Was it your least favorite, like some people might say? Like, comment, and remember, be more than human.